.45 caliber Pedersoli match-grade bores won many world champion titles on short and long-range matches in the past decades. Hitting the bullseye at a kilometer distance is challenging for both the shooter and the rifle. That's a sport for the highest levels of skills. The key to a good lever-action rifle are strong and smooth action and a perfect bore. Today I will guide you through the process of making the barrel and completing the rifle. Please check also the first part of the video that offers a detailed look about how the receiver and the stock are made using the state-of-the-art modern production methods, serving the well-proven heritage of John Moses Browning with recreating his excellent model 1886 lever-action rifles. If you like the capandball content, please subscribe and switch on notifications. Share, comment and like the video to help us grow. Please support us on Patreon, where you will find exclusive content from me. We are also present on History of Weapons and War platform. Come visit us there as well. You can find the links in the description area. Many thanks to all who supports my work. The raw material of the barrel is 39 nickel chrome molybdenum 4 steel. This is a strong metal of high resilience. This material offers an ability to absorb the energy elastically when subject to load or impact before breaking. This material is much suitable for the delicate needs of a high-quality rifle bore. The choice was well researched in the factory before settling with this alloy. The metal arrives in the factory in solid round bars. They are cut to length on automatic machines and deep drilled on CNC-controlled machines. For increased productivity and better quality, both the drill bits and the pieces are turning, reducing the time of production. The drilled bars arrive to a 0.02-0.04 mm internal diameter tolerance. The final 0.02 mm tolerance is reached by reaming. The reamer has its cutting edges on the side, not on the point as in the case of the drill bits, and they are able to smoothen the internal surface of the hole to near mirror bright. The inside of the bore is polished on new machinery again. These move diamond stones in 3 fine steps to polish the drilled holes in the entire length. At the end of the process, the tolerance arrives to 0.02 mm. This is the tool itself that rotates in the bore to arrive to a mirror bright finish. The barrel profile of the Pedersoli lever-action rifles can either be octagonal or round. In case of the first profile, the shape is made by milling the excess material. The round barrels are turned on a CNC-controlled lathe. After milling and turning, the outer surface are polished mirror bright in vertical polishing machines featuring high-quality diamond media. The next step is broach rifling. Broaching removes metal in shallow passes with multiple inline cutting surfaces, each progressively larger than the previous. Broaching provides a high level of dimensional control, making it an excellent technology for barrel making. A rifling broach is a steel rod with a series of cutter discs perpendicular to the axis of the rod. Each disc on the broach is a mirror image of the final rifling profile to be produced. The broach only works on the grooves and leaves the already polished bore untouched. The broach is making only one pass in the barrel, and it is turning during the process to result the final rate of twist. This is 1 turn in 18 in case of the 45-70 government caliber, and 1 turn in 12 inches in case of the 30-30 Winchester caliber. These 3 increasing height cutters of the broach create finally a 0.18 mm rifling depths in the grooves. The rifled barrel is now inserted into another similar machine that pulls a hard steel button through the freshly finished rifling. This will smoothen and compress the bottom of the grooves, resulting more strength. This is especially important if the rifle will be used with black powder, as the smoother the bottom of the grooves are, the less fouling can build up. As the broach passes through the barrel, the breech and muzzle sections open up a bit, as the broach enters and exits the bore. This is why the first and last 3-4 centimeters of the rifle barrel is cut before further processing. The bore is straightened 2 times during the production process. First after drilling, then after machining the outer surface. This procedure is done the same way as it was done for centuries. The worker looks through the bore to a bright light and finds the spots to straighten, watching the shape of the shade inside the rifling. This needs high level of skills and a great experience. When the rifling procedure is complete, the next phase is to cut threads to the barrel breech that will allow securing the barrel to the receiver. At this stage, the threads are ready. Now the place of the ejector is milled into the breech. Although the machines work with very high tolerance, a final handwork is still necessary when fitting the bolt to the receiver. The fit of the bolt was already acceptable, so the only goal of this final touch is to provide a very smooth movement of the bolt in its rail, so the action will be as flawless as possible. This is also necessary as the media of the chemical polishing cannot reach the tiny inner edges. And this is a job well done. All the meeting edges are in complete flush. The barrel and the receiver are assembled together for further phases. This is done by screwing tightly the barrel into the threads of the receiver. The receiver and the barrel are marked together, so after disassembly, the returning to the same position can be done. The dovetails for the spares, sights, magazine holders, etc., and holes for the Picatinny rails are made after the proper position of the bore was reached, so all parts attached to the bore will be perfectly vertical after reassembly. The barrel is not glued into the receiver, and it is turned fully and securely. This way the verticality of the sights and the headspace are not set by turning the barrels. This offers a stronger connection between receiver and the bore. And this is how simple it is to check the alignment of the receiver and the barrel. The chamber is rimmed on dedicated machines, just as the muzzle crown. The muzzle crown, rimmed to an angle of around 30 degrees, has important tasks. It protects the delicate exit edges of the rifling from mechanical damage, and it also aids the symmetric blowout of powder gases behind the bullet, so they do not force the bullet from the axis line of the bore. When the chamber is finished, go and no-go gauges are used to check the final dimensions.
In line with the European gun law, we have to mark every fundamental part of the rifle. On a breech loading guns, it means the receiver, the bolt and the barrel. Those one already have been marked with our laser machine, writing of both the parts, the serial number here, serial number here, and serial number here. Plus on the barrel we write also other important information like the name and the logo of the producer, Davide Pedersoli, the place where have been produced, the year of production, Italy, and some information of the rifle, the caliber and the barrel length.
When all parts are finished, they arrive to the assembly department. Assembly of the 1886 rifle is quite complex, but thanks to the low manufacturing tolerances, no fitting is required in this stage. Each and every single firearm made must be proofed by the CIP proof house of Gardone. The rifle is taken to the proofing house with a rough piece of stock to save the finish of the original piece. The rifle is tormented with cartridges providing a much higher gas pressure than what CIP allowed for the specific caliber. In case of the 4570 government cartridges, the maximum pressure for commercial cartridges is 2200 bars, and the maximum mean proof pressure is 2750 bars. In case of the 3030 Winchester caliber, this is 3200 and 4000 bars. This means that the CIP proof testing generates 25% higher pressures than what the commercial ammunition is allowed to reach.
You see there is space between the loading lever and the grip. It means that the non-go doesn't go.
The headspace is checked before and after the proofing using go and no-go calibers. When the rifle returned from the proofing and it is accepted, The final quality control is carried out checking all the functions and finishes of parts, so the rifle will be as perfect functionally and aesthetically as possible. If everything is alright, the rifle is boxed and shipped to the customer. All metal parts receive a corrosion protection after they were polished bright. The better the polishing, the more the firearm will be resistant to rust. The Pedersoli lever-action rifles receive many types of finishes. All these finishes are made outside the company, but all in Gardone Valtrompia, using well-proven techniques. The bluing can be traditional bright or matte, depending on the finish of the pure metal. The company also uses Cerakote and chrome finishes, and the receivers on the traditional models are case-hardened. The Pedersoli 1886 rifles are offered in 45-70 and 30 calibers, also with synthetic, modern, modular stocks allowing the adjustment of the cheek piece and the length of the buttstock. These polymeric stocks are made in Italy from polyamide mixed with various other ingredients. This mix was developed for this specific use, with high mechanical resistance and recoil absorption in mind. The cost of these stocks is lower than the wooden ones, so they make the rifle accessible on more cost-effective levels also. Although the 1886 lever-action system is 150 years old, it still covers all a hunter needs today. These rifles accept the modern scopes and accessories, including the suppressors, no matter if they were made with traditional or silicon-covered wood stocks or modular polymer stocks. There is a large variety of options here, matching exactly your style of shooting or hunting. And when it comes to color, only your imagination can have a limit. Now that was an interesting day. What you see is probably 10 to 15 minutes. I did not cut that video yet, but
it was a long day.
It was a long day. It was a long day, which means that I will have to cut from around 2.5 netto film, a 10 or 15 minutes film for you guys. So this will be really tough because I don't know what to leave out. So it was so interesting.
It's up to you.
Yeah. We can make a full night movie about Pedersoli production. Okay, so this is really good to see that what knowledge you have behind these rifles. But what is the future of the lever action concept in the Pedersoli system?
But I think we can divide it, the lever action, in two parts. We have the classic one that we keep in the catalog. we coming from the history one, and this is what we like. By the way, the modern lever action line, we think that the modern lever action line in general are going to have a future, and in the Pedersoli line are going to be maybe developed again in the future with a new version. Keep it with the polymeric stock, maybe with several different finishing. Maybe introducing another caliber. Right now we have the 45-70 and the 30-30. And maybe also with another kind of version that are a secret for the moment, but could be come on the catalog in the next future. Nothing more.
And what I see is that you're closing the lever action concept to the modern rifles, modern hunting rifles like the bolt actions or the straight pull rifles. And regarding the features, there are very little difference now. So probably minor things that how you attach the scope. But what I see is that the Pedersoli rifles, they can accept the silencer. You can put any kind of optics on it.
Yeah. So the idea is starting from the classic 86, but keeping the rifle with anything possible for a modern hunting. So the barrel is traded for the suppressor, the
Mr. Pedersoli. No, come in. No, Pierangelo, please. We introduce you. Probably people don't know you yet. Come into the picture.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 generations of Pedersolis are here.
One with the mustache and the other one without the mustache.
Yeah. No, there are the ones with the gray hair and
the other just a little bit. But
yeah. But I'm in the middle. So, ladies and gentlemen, the family is becoming complete, and of course, Pierangelo is still working in the company, so it means that you are never going to go into pension.
Absolutely not,
I guess, and we are happy about it.
I am officially retired.
Officially when?
Since 2 or 3 years, but he's here. and we love it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about it. Pretty sure about it. We were talking about the lever action rifles, so we filmed the complete production and the new machines you have. Well, that's something. That's something. And what we're talking about is the future of the lever action concept. Mm-hmm. So how does it compete against, let's say, bolt action rifles, straight pull rifles? What is the difference today that probably you have a gap that you have to fill with modifying anything on the rifle?
Well, actually, with the 4570, we know that the performance of the rifle that shoot around 100 meters. I'm referring to the limit of the open receiver and necessary to assembling a long focal scope or a red dot on the barrel. I think is nothing to limit the use of the rifle, because that kind of rifle is using a short distance between 50-70 meters, not more. Concerning the possibility to equipping the rifle with a modern scope, with a suppressor or on the barrel, we can do at the same of a modern guns.
Yeah. What I see in your products that now you are offering many type of from the ballbuster version, and you're getting closer to the modularity. So which classically you can find nearly everything that you need your rifle. You can select all the features that you need for your rifle. Are you planning to do a real modular rifle, like you place your order with selecting the barrel, selecting the stock, selecting the finish, and putting it together online?
It's pretty complicated.
I know it's a logistic nightmare.
Bro, is a problem in terms of logistics. You are right. I don't know. Anyway, right now our range of ballbuster is, I think, pretty complete, because starting from the classic one, we arrived to the very modern one, capable with polymer stock. So the choice is pretty large.
Yeah.
My father is not saying nothing.
No, has nothing to say. I'm just listening.
We say two stupid things.
Huh?
That's it, because we say two stupid things.
No, why? No, he's saying the right things. I mean, there's no problem.
What is
it
your
correctly become difficult to choose the stock at the last moment. Nevertheless, all the gun, mainly let's say the classic line, the old style, they all have a very nice stock. I mean, we select the stock for them, and of course, if you have to make an engraved gun, in that case we have a super nice stock. But the hand engraved lever action can be an issue. We have been making some samples in the past, but I believe there's a lot of possibility there, because we have a lot of steel to engrave. I mean, the frame itself, there's something. We have done something with the Pedersoli engraver. We had the same family name. Unfortunately, he passed away just a few months after he did our sample. And that was an old project I had that I call Pedersoli, engraving Pedersoli. Very nice. But he was one of the masters we have here in Gardona. Anyway, we have very good engraver here. And of course, I'm talking about hand engraving and not necessarily laser engraving or roll engraving, etc. We can do that as well, but when I talk about engraving, I'm always thinking to the hand engraving, which is giving the value to the product. So we have some people asking now, not many. Some people want to have a special engraving, so they send us the pattern or the idea. This is the idea, and we can concretize the idea in giving the project in the hand of our masters that are working normally outside. We have one girl that is working here with us.
He's working for solely Pedersoli, or he's working for different companies as well?
No, she's working for different company, mainly for Pedersoli, but She's doing something for other company as well, but avoiding to bring the gun on the outside of the company. I prefer her to come over here. We have all the structure for her for the engraving, so the vice and the tools and so on. And of course, as you know, when you have to make a hand engrave, it depends from the difficulty of the engraving itself. It may take several days or even weeks or even months. Mm-hmm. I mean, some of the top engravers probably they spend over a couple of months to make an engraving, even more than that. But again, the direction as the sharp, it can become a collectible item. One day you want to spend some money for the engraving and a selected stock, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like to think this as well, because there's a market and there's people interested to have a handmade engraving.
And regarding Hungary, it seemed like a good investment. So everybody who bought special guns, that kept the value. The Hungarian forint was not really strong against the euro, which means that all the guns that they bought, technically in Hungarian forint, they reach now 3 times the price that they paid for it 10 years ago. So they kept the value, and this is especially true if hand engraving is involved in the business.
It's a matter of fact, I don't know, you are aware that Pedersoli did start his production with the over and under. We have been making over and under since the 1957. My dad was doing that for up to the middle of the 70s. And so he was making over and unders, very well made. And I'm buying back one of these guns now. Mm-hmm. That is on the hand of the lady, and it belonged to her husband. Now he passed away, and she wanted to sell it, but she decided to contact us, and it's a very nice over and under, very well engraved, with also the stock called Corvette. Mm-hmm. With animals on the, carved on the wood, etc., etc. So I'm going to buy it back, and for sure it is much, much more. I'm going to pay for that gun much, much more than what they paid when they bought it. I mean, this is
can imagine that.
I mean, because that is a unique piece now. There's not many around. I have seen only another one, and I think it will belong to a collection, collectors that have several guns including a Pedersoli's gun. But again, I like the idea to create a small museum here of what we have done over the around 75 years of work. Mm-hmm. And we have been working for so many different companies, and including company that has nothing to do with the gun. I remember when we were working for Jack Daniel, for the whiskey, remember that? For Harley Davidson, for John Deere, for Franklin Mint. So we still have some of these things, products that we have making for that. And before going upstairs, I would like to make a museum of all these things, prototypes and so on. Prototype made by my father, and products that has been made from the company for these big names anyway.
Pierre, do you still have a sample from the Vampire kill set? I remember once you showed me a picture about a pistol with a cross in it and with silver bullets and
that was also
small vials for onion.
Another project, yes, yeah. Yes, I had that. I mean, that was a time when it was the vampire movie. They were going around, and you have to arrive before the movie is going to be transmitted in television or in cinema. And having the gun already done, that it can, you can sell it. I mean, you can sell it. Yeah.
Yeah, the more east you travel in Europe, the best the sales will be. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for this day. It was a very pleasant day. I think that in the weekend we are going to meet in Valeggio because we have a competition in Valeggio this weekend. It will be the location of the World Championships this year, so we are shooting a lot of black powder in this weekend, which makes it a very, very good weekend, I really have to say. Well spent time. So, gentlemen, thank you very much again for this day.
Thank you for your visit.
Anytime, I really mean it. And we will get back to you. Thank you. Well, thank you guys.
You're welcome.